All right, Graham. Well, appreciate you taking a few minutes with us. Kind of nice. I think we have a lot in common. One thing is maybe a little colder weather here in December. So you being in Maryland, us up in Canada, nice to get some sunshine here. You even got the shades on.
I got the shades on. I'm just taking it in. I mean, I know it was a little bit overcast the last couple days here, but it was a nice trip down here to be able to get off at the airport and it actually be a little humid. I wasn't ready for that. We had snow in Western Maryland this past week, so it was nice to shed the Patagonia coat and be able to come out here in short sleeves.
Sunshine. Absolutely. Well, again, appreciate you taking some time with us. When I think of Maryland sports, we've always thought at EventConnect, you guys as leaders out there, a million things going on, but maybe give us a little background about yourself. I've known you for a year and a half, maybe now, 2 years. How long you been with Maryland sports, and what's some of your background?
So I came on with Maryland sports in June of 2019. It was a baptism by fire, but I will say before I get into that particular story, it was an interesting time because we kind of hit the ground running. I actually was out in Western Maryland, like I just talked about, in Hagerstown. We had the USA Cycling Amateur Road National Championships. Was literally my first day on the job, and we're talking 3-4 a.m. wake up calls. Slinging fence, handing out water, doing this and that to help visit Hagerstown, which is one of our great partners. And we joke around the office that on day 3 of what was going to be 5 days out there, I was at one time that night in the tub in my hotel room eating brisket, and there might have been a few tears because I didn't know what I was getting into exactly in this sport tourism space, but. Really, I mean, we're talking 4.5 years. Feels a little bit longer going through COVID.
Yeah.
But it's been fantastic. I came from a radio background, broadcasting background. Did everything from board operating during the Bo Lewis and the Big Band dance party on Sunday nights from 7 to 12, where I don't even think my grandmother was listening on AM radio, and worked my way up to doing on-air stuff, news and traffic reporting. And 2008, 2009, we went through a tough spot with the recession, and so the whole landscape of media changed. I mean, we look at what we're doing here. The idea of podcasting, I don't even think it was there yet. And you look in the last 15 years, and it's just changed the way media is and what we think of media. And that doesn't even include social media and the way that's evolved over the years. And so I went to college a little bit later. I'd taken some classes here and there. Went to a local community college, Anne Arundel Community College, when I was 30 years old. Went back and graduated while I had a son and a wife. And I was working as a host in a restaurant, a popular restaurant in downtown Annapolis. And from there, I got into UMBC, which is known for their big men's basketball upset of #1 Virginia back in 2018 in the men's basketball March Madness. Went there, worked in the athletic department doing broadcasting and marketing. And after I graduated from there in 2019, a month later, I was in that bathtub crying and eating brisket at the USA Cycling.
Still here to share the story, though.
Still here. I mean, it's it's been a journey, and I mean that's really what life is about. And I think here at U.S. Sports Congress, we just had the opening session, and I think that's what you heard in terms of championship mindset. Yeah. It's all about the road that's traveled, not necessarily the end destination, because a lot of times it's going to be lots of different destinations along the way.
For sure. When you talk about the road, where's we're wrapping up 2023, I guess, here going into 2024. You guys, we've seen you on the road a lot. Again, you know a lot of our similar event owners we work with. You got a lot of fantastic events there. What's some of the key goals Maryland Sports is looking to achieve in 2024? Big, exciting things you want to share?
So we have been on the road quite a bit. It feels like the last 6 months, especially getting through the summer months, and then we've got a couple major events that we run out of our nonprofit arm, the Sport and Entertainment Corporation of Maryland, the Maryland Cycling Classic, which is a UCI Pro Series event, professional cyclists from the Tour de France, the Olympics, national and world champions, Baltimore County to Baltimore City is the course, 120 plus miles of really the top professional cycling that you're going to see on the East Coast. And so for me, I jumped from that to a week later, I'm in South Bend, Indiana on the campus of Notre Dame for a conference.
Right.
And then, we're coming into our Maryland 5-star event. We've got another conference out of state in October. We've got a conference in state in November. We've got other duties that is assigned that are happening in the office, where trying to do expense reports, it just keeps getting pushed off, and receipts are stacking up like I'm an accountant heading into tax season.
Yeah.
But for 2024, we want to keep the momentum going. And for Maryland sports, being a quasi-state government entity of the Maryland Stadium Authority, we were able to work with the Maryland State Legislature to create the Maryland Sports Youth and Amateur Sports Grant and Michael Aaron Bush Fund, which is named after a former Speaker of the House of Delegates from Maryland, Mike Bush, who's from Annapolis, who played football collegiately. His career was cut short for playing football due to an injury, but was someone who really gave back to the community, someone who had a strong passion for youth sports in Maryland and especially in the state capital of Maryland, in Annapolis. And so through our grant program, we come to events like this here at U.S. Sports Congress, and when we meet with rights holders and governing bodies, we're able to showcase that grant program. And so through that, we're really able to make partnerships and build relationships and say, hey, if you come to Maryland, we can assist you in this way, X, Y, and Z, and we can connect you with our Team Maryland partners, our destination marketing organizations, our Rec and Park organizations. And really, because of Team Maryland and because of the team that we've put together throughout the state, they've really kind of run with it. Sure. And so what we're seeing is, a destination marketing organization or a CVB that may not even have a sports department, but they're seeing what sports stores and what youth and amateur sports can do for a local economy, a local community. And they've really put a focus on that. And so, again, it goes back to relationships. It goes back to building those relationships. And in terms of events, we've got a number of events that are, coming up in the books. We turn the calendar, and Baltimore hosts the CIAA men's and women's basketball tournaments. And that just got an extension through 2026.
Amazing. We
get into NJCAA is going to have their men's and women's lacrosse championships in Harford County at Harford Community College. We've got amateur golf tournament for Bully Rock in the Northeast. We've also got college conference matchups coming up there. Some perennial events that we do throughout the summer, including USSSA, their Eastern National Softball Championships. So I'm looking forward to the holidays to get some downtime, but at the same time, in this space, there never really feels like there is that downtime, because even the week after the Christmas holiday, we've got our perennial Governor's Challenge down on Maryland's Lower Eastern Shore, which is the largest holiday basketball tournament in the nation. Wow. So,
nice.
A lot of great things, but really, even though we're in December, still feels like we got a lot to do before we get to 24.
Wow, nice. Well, I think of that with you guys a lot on the go, very proactive in the industry, moving parts. And, we're fortunate, I think, to have a great partnership with you at Maryland Sports. And, where, a small piece of that, how does EventConnect help you out there? What's some things that you're looking for us from, either from a technology, staff support? And again, I know how many things you have going on, but anything you can speak to there, Graham?
I mean, for us, it's a small staff, like a lot of sports commissions or organizations. And we're 3 people that are incredibly dedicated to this space. And Terry Hasseltine, our executive director, not just a leader in the space, but, someone that I look up to as a leader. And so for him, he is incredibly passionate, not just about our growth as individuals in our career, in our personal lives, and professionally, but he's all about building partnerships and being on the cutting edge when it comes to what are the groups, the organizations that are either having the most impact in this space or have the potential to make the most impact in this space. And so that's what we see with EventConnect. It enables us to be able to ensure that our guests, our rights holders, our event hosts are able to get everything that they need that we can't provide. You all come in and are that go-between when it comes to, helping us locate the hotels, because like I said, we have most of the state on board in terms of our Team Maryland partnerships. But again, a lot of them don't have that sports dedicated person that can go out and meet the needs of the local rights holders. And so when we're able to work with EventConnect, we're able to provide a better service. And so that all goes not just to the partnership that we have internally, but it makes us as a sports commission look capable and, builds our reputation as an industry leader because of that association with you, because of the job that you do. It helps us.
Yeah, where I've liked it too is in a very good way. You guys have being that industry leaders you guys are, what we're striving to be. You've challenged us on things. And I can think of a specific example. I know this was working with Terry on, was with your cycling event, and we were starting to get into being able to obviously do the registration, but ticketing, and it got pretty complex with how we were looking to use the system. And what I loved about it is it was such good feedback that it was pushing us. And as you know, we have a development team working on stuff every day, and we might not have had it all that time, but we got those ideas that now we do have the ticketing software that we could support you with. And I think that's where I've liked is like you guys are thinking outside the box. Is like we have this, but how to you what you said, how do we further support our partners and not be happy with status quo? I really think that's where we have a lot of alignment here on pushing the envelope to the next level.
No, absolutely. And Don Staley from Alabama is someone that I met really at my first conference. We were paired together in a golf tournament in Panama City Beach. And so I had the opportunity to meet him through that. We've stayed in touch through different conferences and the like, and even through LinkedIn or social media. And just this morning, we weren't necessarily talking about the industry or the space, but we were, talking about leadership, not just in terms of, inter-office dynamics, but we were talking about, raising a family and raising kids, and, adaptation was something that came up in that conversation. And what's crazy is that it can be applied to so many things. And that's what you all are doing at EventConnect. You're adapting to meet the needs of your, I don't like to necessarily use the term, clients or customers, but your partners.
Sure. Yep.
The folks that you work with to meet those demands. And, with the Maryland Cycling Classic in particular, as I said, we're a small staff, so we rely on a lot of outside partners. Yep. And we contract out a lot of the work that we do. And it's getting different minds together to figure out what are we going to do, how are we going to approach an issue or a problem that might arise along the way, or like you said, what can we do to grow ourselves, to grow our businesses, so that we can meet the demands not just of the moment or the event this year, but what are we going to do in 24? What are we going to do in 25? And even before we started talking, what are we going to do when we host the AAU Junior Olympic Games coming up in 28 and 32 as we work together? Because things can change a lot in 4 to 5 years.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that 15-year period of the way media has changed and social media has changed. But, what strategies are we putting in place now to not only plan for what we're going to do 4 years from now, but how are we, coming to a spot where not only we're seeing the changes that we need to make and the adaptations that we need to make, but how can we, break our mindset to say, this is what we need to do.
Sure.
We might be doing it this way. We might want to continue to do it this way, but we're gonna have to change because things are going to change between now and then. And
so
it's hard to see what the future has in store. But again, adaptation. How do you adapt to those changes? It's so crucial. And so when you have those partnerships, it goes beyond just having a Zoom call to get the update on where you are in event planning. It's coming to these events. It's saying hi. It's the human element. Yep. And so as much as technology changes, ultimately it comes back to the human experience, because that's where things get done. That's where people are able to come together and have great ideas. You can bicker online, translations in terms of a Zoom chat or an email can be misread. The medium is the message is the old quote. But when you're in person, you can get past some of that, and you can figure out solutions to complex issues.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm thinking more and more of like, the areas that you've brought up here and the long-term plan you guys have done is in getting that foundation set. An internal thing that happened here when Terry presented, we got to get going on the 2028 games and getting that into the system. I might be known for a few typos, mistakes, and apologies need to do in human after.
We all do. It happens.
But I remember taking that to the procurement team, said 2028, and I'm like, Matt, you must have another one of your typos in here. There's no way we're getting that far ahead of events. And that's, I think, a credit to Maryland Sports. Where we want to go is, yeah, we got the 2028 games, that foundation set that we can just get better and better. And we have that time, but it'll be here before we need it. So in short, we thank you for the partnership. We thank you for you guys pushing the sport tourism industry and thinking of us as hopefully just that small extension of partners of your lean and mighty team there that you have there.
I appreciate that. And it goes both ways. And there's no small partnerships. I mean, it's, as they talked about in our opening session, it's a village. It's about building that village. It's about looking out for your neighbors that are in that village and, going beyond, like I said, the invoices or, the little things that happen because, in the end, it's about our visitors. It's about the families, the families who, as Jenny Finch said earlier today, their summer vacation was travel softball.
That's what it is.
And we got to take that into, account. Like for a lot of people, this is their opportunity to celebrate or travel as a family. And so that's a big focus of what we do. What's that experience they're going to have? Because, they're going to be out at the track. They're going to be on the field. They're going to be on the courts. They're going to spend a lot of time there. But they're also going to be off the courts. And there's going to be family members there that aren't playing. And what are we doing to provide those folks the best opportunity, the best experience when they're there? And that is more than just us.
Yeah.
It's more than Maryland Sports Commission. It's more than our local DMOs. It's more than EventConnect. It's all of us working together as one.
Yeah, best memories we had growing up, right?
Absolutely.
Those sport tournaments, you
Well,
never forget those.
Best, worst, it depends on, what your situation was like and I guess, how your parents might have reacted if you were sitting in traffic or stalled somewhere. You learn some vocabulary along the way that eventually you pass along to the next generation, even though you might not try to. And, I won't repeat any of those, even though we're on a podcast. I'll try to keep it light.
Cool. Well, this has been awesome, Graham. We appreciate it. And let's have a couple good fun days here at the U.S. Sports Congress.
No, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, man. Thank you, EventConnect, for everything you do.
Awesome. Appreciate you.